All right, let's dive into this personal development stuff, shall we? We got this YouTube video, 19 personal development principles that made me $30 million.
Oh yeah, this David Bayer guy.
Yeah, pretty bold claims, right?
Mhm.
Not promising that kind of cash by the end of this, but
Right.
even if you're not, buying a yacht anytime soon,
Sure.
I think there are some good ideas here. Could be useful no matter what your goals are.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like he's giving us his cheat sheet.
Okay, I like that. So cheat sheet, first thing on the list is you are the architect of your reality. So we're not just along for the ride.
Not at all. It's all about mindset, right? Our thoughts, our beliefs, they really shape everything.
So if I'm constantly thinking, I'm not good enough, that's going to show up in my life somehow.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You
Yeah.
start believing it, and then, well, you act accordingly.
See, now that's kind of scary when you put it like that. Like, it's not just the occasional bad day, it's like these deep-seated beliefs holding me back.
Yeah, but here's the good news. You can change those beliefs.
Okay, good, because I need some hope here.
It's possible, though. It takes work, but it's like you're upgrading your mental software.
All right, I'm listening. So, if we're the architects, what's the next step on this blueprint?
Well, then it gets kind of out there. Desires are seeds already being planted.
Wait, so just by wanting something?
It's like the universe starts making it happen.
Okay, that sounds a little too good to be true, but...
It's about setting an intention, putting it out there.
And then what? Just waiting for it to fall into my lap.
That's where the work comes in. Bayer's big on this idea of non-resistance.
Okay, now that sounds kind of vague.
It's about aligning yourself with your desires, not fighting against them with doubt.
So, let me get this straight. So far, we've got be aware of your limiting beliefs, swap them out for better ones, set a clear intention, and then get out of your own way.
Basically,
You got it.
this is a lot to process.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
There's more. All right, lay it on me.
Well, how do you know if you are resisting? Feelings, that's his next principle. Emotions, your internal compass.
You mean like stress, anxiety, all that fun stuff? Those are good things now.
Not good, but they're signals like, hey, something's off here. Maybe you need to rethink your goals or how you're going about it, or even just take a break.
So instead of just powering through those feelings, listen to them. They're trying to tell you something.
Okay, now this is making more sense. It's all connected, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's like we're trying to get everything aligned, our thoughts, our actions, even our feelings, all pointing in the same direction towards the things we actually want.
That's a great way to put it.
Like when everything's in sync, things just work better, right?
It's about finding that flow, that inner harmony.
And when you find that, that's when the good stuff happens.
That's where the magic happens. And speaking of magic, that's kind of what his next principle is all about. The universe is your co-creator. It's not all on you.
Okay, hold on. Co-creation. Does that mean I can just like sit back, relax, and let the universe handle it all? Where does my effort come in?
That's the million-dollar question. We'll unpack that one, but for now, think of it this way. It's like planting a garden, right?
Okay.
You wouldn't just throw some seeds down and walk away.
Well, I mean, I probably would. I don't have a green thumb. But I get what you're saying. You gotta water it, tend to it.
Exactly. But you also got to trust that nature will do its thing.
Right, but so it's like set the intention, take action, but then let go a little. That's tough.
It's a balance, for sure. And that leads right into Bayer's next principle, hustle and grind. Not the only path.
Wait, seriously, tell me he's not advocating for just like giving up and hoping for the best.
Not at all. He's all about effort, but it's more about finding that sweet spot between action and, I don't know, maybe surrender is the right word.
Surrender. Like wave the white flag on my goals.
No. More like aligning with your desires in a way that doesn't feel like you're constantly pushing a boulder uphill.
Okay, yeah, burnout is a real thing. I've been there.
It's about working smarter, not just harder.
So how do we work smarter then? Give me the secrets.
Well, Bayer's seventh principle might be a good place to start. You don't need all the answers yet.
Okay, that's a relief because sometimes I feel like I'm just fading it till I make it.
We all do.
Huh.
But he's saying you don't need to have it all figured out to start taking action.
Really? Even if I have no idea what I'm doing?
Especially then. And get this, there's a study from Harvard, right? They found that just imagining playing the piano,
Hold on, like daydreaming about tickling the ivories?
pretty much, it activated the same parts of the brain as actually playing.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah. So your brain doesn't always know the difference between vividly imagining something and actually doing it.
So like visualization, that's legit.
It's not magic, but it's a powerful tool. When you visualize yourself achieving a goal, it's like you're creating a blueprint in your mind.
Okay, that makes sense. Like, the more detailed and clear that vision is.
The easier it is for your brain to make it a reality.
All right, I can get behind that. But what about those times when, like, I'm trying to visualize all the good stuff, but then these negative thoughts creep in? Doubt, fear, all that.
Ah, yes. The mental party crashers. Bayer's got something to say about those too. Principle number 8. Uncomfortable thoughts, don't buy them.
Don't buy them. Like, they're trying to sell me something.
It's like you're in a store and you see something you think you want,
Okay, I'm with you.
but then you look closer, check the price tag, maybe try it on, and you're like, nah, this isn't for me.
So don't just accept every thought that pops into your head as the truth. Question it.
Exactly. Just because you think it doesn't make it true.
Easier said than done sometimes.
It takes practice, for sure. But it's about becoming more aware of your thoughts, more discerning.
Like a mental bouncer. Sorry, negativity, you're not on the list.
Love it. And, that ties into a principle that I think is super important. Happiness, the cause, not the effect.
Wait, so he's saying don't wait to be happy. Don't wait until you achieve all your goals to finally allow yourself to feel joy.
You got it. Choose happiness now, and it'll actually help you achieve those goals.
That's kind of backwards from what we're usually told, isn't it?
It's about shifting your perspective.
Yeah.
It's not selfish to prioritize your own happiness.
And there's science to back this up, right? Like, when we're happy, we're more creative, more productive.
Exactly. It's like when you're feeling good, everything just seems to flow better.
And that brings us to, is it effortless action? That was number 10, right?
You got it. Alignment leads to effortless action.
Effortless action. Okay, that sounds kind of, I don't know, too easy.
Right, like we can just wish our goals into existence.
Yeah. So what's the catch?
It's not about being passive. It's more like when you're truly aligned with your purpose, when you're genuinely passionate about something, action just feels natural.
Okay, yeah, I've been in that zone before, like hyper-focused, just in the flow.
Exactly. And Bayer says we can tap into that flow state more often in all areas of our lives if we can just get out of our own way.
So it's about aligning with our desires, finding work that lights us up, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's about moving away from that have to mentality and embracing the get to.
I love that. Get to, not have to. But what about those times when, you're excited about a goal, you're visualizing it, and then, bam, those old doubts come creeping back in.
Those pesky doubts. Bayer calls those limiting beliefs.
Oh, right. And he says we can change them.
Absolutely. That's his 11th principle. Beliefs, decisions you can change.
So it's not like we're stuck with whatever negative self-talk we've picked up over the years.
Nope. We have a choice.
Okay, but how do you actually do that? Change those deep-seated beliefs?
It starts with awareness.
Yeah.
Just noticing those thoughts without judgment. What are you telling yourself?
Like, I'm not good enough, I'll never be able to do that kind of thing.
Exactly. And then ask yourself, is it really true? Challenge those thoughts. What evidence do you have?
And then maybe even try to find evidence to the contrary.
Exactly. You start to chip away at those old beliefs.
Yeah.
And make room for new, more empowering ones.
Okay, I like where this is going. So we're challenging our limiting beliefs, we're taking action, but what about, forgiveness? That's got to be part of the equation, right?
Absolutely. That's principle number 12. Release resentments, unlock your potential.
Because holding on to anger or guilt or any of that, it just weighs you down.
It's like carrying around a backpack full of rocks. It's exhausting.
And it prevents you from moving forward.
Exactly. Forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about freeing yourself.
Okay, so we're doing all the right things, we're putting in the work, but what about those times when we're just not seeing the results? How do you stay motivated when it feels like things aren't happening fast enough?
Well, that's where Bayer's echo effect comes in, his 13th principle.
The echo effect.
He says that change takes time. And sometimes, even when we're making progress, we still get these echoes of our old reality.
So, like, those old patterns and habits die hard.
Exactly. It's like an echo. It fades over time, but you can still hear it. The key is to not get discouraged.
Easier said than done.
For sure. But it's about trusting the process, knowing that growth isn't always linear.
Okay, so be patient. Trust the process. And on that note of trust, didn't he say something about surrendering to a greater plan?
He did. Principle number 14, surrender to the greater plan.
Okay, now that one's a little out there for me, even if it does resonate. Like, how do you find that balance between taking action and just letting go?
It's a lifelong practice, for sure. But I think it starts with cultivating trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the universe, trust that things are unfolding as they should.
So it's not about being passive, It's about finding that sweet spot.
Exactly. Effort and allowance, action and surrender. And speaking of finding that sweet spot, that's where meditation comes in.
Ah, yes. Principle number 15. He's a big advocate for daily meditation.
He says like hitting the reset button in your mind.
Quieting the mental chatter. I can get behind that.
Even a few minutes a day can make a difference.
And it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to be a Zen master.
Exactly. Just find what works for you and be consistent.
Consistency is key with pretty much everything, isn't it?
It's the secret sauce.
Yeah.
So we're meditating, we're taking action, we're surrendering. But are we having fun yet?
That's the real question.
Right. Well, good news. Bayer says, obsess over joy, not just goals. That's principle number 16.
Okay, I love the sound of that. So it's not just about the destination, it's about enjoying the journey.
Exactly. Celebrate the wins, big and small. Find joy in the everyday moments.
Because life's too short to be miserable while chasing your dreams, right?
Exactly. And, that brings us to a principle that I think is so important, especially in today's world. Surround yourself with growth-minded people.
Principle number 17, it's about finding your tribe.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Those people who support you, who challenge you to grow, who believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself.
Because the people you surround yourself with, they can either lift you up or hold you back.
100%. And speaking of holding you back, Bayer's 18th principle is all about shifting your focus from problems to solutions.
Shift your focus. Shift the solution, right? So instead of dwelling on what's wrong, focus on what you can do about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a simple shift in perspective, but it can make a world of difference.
It's about choosing to focus on the possibilities, not the limitations.
Exactly. And that brings us to Bayer's final principle, number 19. Master your state of being.
This is a big one.
It is. He talks about two fundamental states of being, powerful and primal.
Powerful being the good one, right?
Right. It's that state of joy, love, gratitude. Primal is ruled by fear, anxiety, doubt.
So he's saying we have a choice in every moment to choose which state we operate from.
Exactly. And it's not about judging those primal emotions. It's about learning to master them, to not let them control us.
So how do we do that? How do we master our state of being?
It's a practice, just like everything else we've talked about. It's about becoming aware of our thoughts and emotions without judgment and choosing to focus on those that serve us.
This has been an amazing deep dive, so much to think about.
I know, we've covered so much ground.
But if there's one thing I want our listener to take away from this, it's that they have the power to create the life they desire.
Yes, and they don't have to do it alone.
So, to our amazing listener, thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Keep exploring these principles, keep diving deep, and never stop believing in your own potential.
Beautifully said. Until next time, keep shining bright.